up, guys? Kevin Rogers back here at the High Tech Studio. We got us a Cyber Beast. We're going to tint the front windshield on it. We're going to do the front doors and the front quarters, and we're going to tag team this. I got my boy Mauricio here. We're going to tag team it, work together, and get this thing done. It's got a huge windshield on it, so I'm glad to have an extra set of hands. You can do them by yourself, but it's pretty clunky. So let's get started. We're going to start on the windshield first, get that thing shrunk out, cut out, and installed.
All right, guys, first thing you want to do is go ahead and apply your dryer sheet so that way you can go ahead and start laying your film. This is definitely going to be a lot, so you should be good with one dryer sheet for sure. We went ahead and just taped this up just so the camera is not kicking on. All right, next step you want to do is go ahead and grab your film. We are going to be using a 60-inch roll. A lot of people say that a 60-inch is not enough, but we will show you that it is plenty. It's definitely just about the size of my wingspan though, I'll tell you that. There you go. There we go. Now when you're doing the windshield, I want you guys to keep an eye out for this bottom edge. As you can see, this is where the bottom edge is. The film will barely be past it. Okay, so as you can see, this is the light gap. Here it is covered. How are we looking up there, Kevin? Do we have coverage? Is it reaching?
Right at the edge.
Right at the edge, perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and keep it there. Make sure this side is good. And just like all the other ones, we're gonna just start from the center, lift as we squeegee down. And now we're just gonna cut all the excess that we don't need. There we go. So as you guys see, a 60-inch roll is perfectly fine when it comes to doing these. You just need to make sure that you're really precise with your shrinking. This is a pretty flat window, so what we're gonna do is just kind of, guide it, press it down as much as we can. So we have those fingers down at the bottom. Same thing for the top. Just kind of, whatever you see that's flat, to make sure everything is going vertical. And let's kick on our heat guns.
Let's do it.
And to shrink here, you just want to make sure that you're going even, just from your edge all the way down to your center. Are we bottom loading this one, Kevin?
In a sense.
Well, I think it's both, right? We're gonna take
Kinda, yeah.
And we're using our ceramic plus on this one, guys. So we just wanted to provide the maximum heat rejection for this large glass. Tesla already does a great job as far as, providing the heat benefit as far as the rejection on this windshield, but the film is gonna definitely make that a ton better.
Oh, shoot. All right, try number 2.
While he's down there, I'm gonna just go ahead and add a quick little double shrink at the bottom. This is gonna be our insurance shrink right here, guys. So just gonna pop that open, seal my edge, and just gonna add that extra shrink. The last thing you want to happen is for you to install this and you have fingers coming out at the very bottom. Because once you get to the install portion, you're definitely gonna notice that you can't really get down there as deep, okay? So definitely wanna make sure that you are shrinking it properly down here so you avoid those issues. All right, guys, so once you shrink, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my cut. I recommend for you to move the visor as far up here on the top so you can see all the way through. I'm just gonna go ahead and go all the way down. Whenever you guys cut this out, make sure that you round your corner. The benefit of rounding your corner here is so it doesn't tear as you roll it. Because if you just do a straight line, you run the risk of it tearing as you roll it, okay? So make sure that you are rounding off those corners. I don't like to go too far past the border, just because again, the further you go back, the more you have to tuck. So I like to go less than 1/8 of an inch. All right, so the game plan is we're gonna just go ahead and slide it down the middle if you can't see the top. And the plan is once you slice it in the middle, you're just gonna trim it on the inside. You can remove the centerpiece, but we're not gonna do that. But there's people who love to remove stuff, but not in this instance. So again, we're just gonna go ahead and spray it, make sure it sticks, and then we're gonna add that double shrink on it. I like to grab my edges so that way everything is kind of forced into here. As you guys see, it was pretty flat, but now that we cut that out, all the tension that was down there is up here. So we're gonna go ahead and shrink that out. All right, so that shrunk. As you can see, it's a little sharp here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and curve where it meets there. There we go. Next step, spray. We're gonna spray down, give it a quick wipe down with our squeegee, just so we make sure there's no contamination that's on the actual liner before we roll. Kevin, what's the next step? I think we're gonna be rolling it sideways, or you wanna roll it up and down?
I think we should roll it from the top to bottom, unroll it from the bottom to the top.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll work out great, just because I'll be on this side, you'll be on that side, and we'll each handle this section up here. Yep. Perfect. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get this clean. Amazing reach, look, I can get all the way down there.
I do like this, digging it.
Bam. There we go. Flatten them out as much as you can with your hand. This is gonna make the roll a little bit better. All right, so he's just taking all the air out there, make the roll a little bit cleaner. What we're gonna do now is just go ahead and spray the liner again. This is gonna make the unrolling of the film a little bit easier, so nothing's sticking. We're gonna go ahead and roll from the top down, because when we install, it's gonna be installed from the bottom up, okay? So me and Kevin are gonna meet here at the bottom, and the roll doesn't have to be that tight here, guys, so you don't have to roll it as tight as a normal one. Just go ahead and, you know, bring it down. And once we get there together, we're gonna let it lift, and then slowly coming down. There we go. Thank you. This is definitely a lot easier with two people. I did this one by myself a while back, and the roll was definitely a lot more intimidating than this, for sure. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and set the roll on a table over there. And while we go ahead and prep the glass on the inside, we're gonna set our soap rope, our dash towels, and then we're gonna scrub, clean, and install. So let's go ahead and get to the clean part. All right, guys, so now we're going into the cleaning stage of this window. What we're gonna do is just lay down our dash covers here, and then we're also gonna put soap rope in the bottom. What we wanna do is go ahead and scrub everything, and then go ahead and clean it. So let's go ahead and get to that part. All right, fellas, so now that we got the soap rope down there, we got our dash covered, we're gonna go ahead and spray the glass, scrub it, and then squeegee it out. All right, and again, guys, we went ahead and added a little bit more soap in our slip. That way, if it takes us a while to set the film, we don't get any dry spots. So let's go ahead and get that scrubbed. All right, so now that we scrubbed it, we're gonna go ahead and squeegee it. Having a bigger squeegee makes this task a little bit easier. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this top part to the side. Once I pass the center, I'm gonna go ahead and push it all the way down to the bottom. And we're just gonna do a quick little wash here just to get any excess off. And then we're gonna come and install. Yeah, so once the glass is clean, we're gonna go ahead and spray it one last time, get it ready for install. We're just gonna go ahead and now unroll this slightly. So let's let it roll back. I wanna expose like the first foot of film. All right, keep on rolling. And I'm just gonna serve as a table here. So what you can do is just pinch the bottom edges. Try to get it as far down as you can to the glass. So that's it. So let's go ahead and set our bottom and just start rolling that as far down as we can. So as we're coming down, Release some of the liner again, and slowly push down as you're releasing. Flatten that out. There we go. So now we can start bringing it up to the top. I'm gonna handle this half, and Kevin will handle the other half, and we can just go ahead and at this point remove the whole liner. Watch out for the mirror. There we go. So I have my coverage on this side. I believe I'm just gonna walk on the outside, make sure that we have full coverage on the bottom and that we don't have any light gap. So let's check for the light gap. So it looks like the film is passing the border, so we're good on this side. So now let's just go ahead and set the top. And spray so I can push these fingers out, or these air pockets. So when you squeegee, you want to split the film straight down the middle. So split it, and then I'm gonna work this half, he's gonna work that half, he's gonna split it 4 ways. So just split that in half, and we'll work our tops. And what Kevin's doing there, as you can see, is he's moving those air bubbles out the way. And this is just gonna make sure that it doesn't crease. So you definitely don't wanna do a squeegee stroke over that, because you will crease it. And you don't wanna crease this big film, because to have to redo this again, it's not fun. But that's why you have to ensure that you are charging a little bit more for this windshield than others. All right, so see, with the proper tool, you can get all the way down there. Now we got our red line squeegee here for a little bit of a harder pass. Make sure that we extract any moisture that's left behind this film. And this is the good thing about using a little bit extra slip, because it allows you to kind of take your time and not feel too rushed. That was a task, fellas. That was a task. So this is, now you see why you need 2 installers to safely get this done, because if you're by yourself, you can't get it done. However, you are gonna run into quite a bit of issues. You may run into the issues as far as it just drying up on you on the other side, make it creases. So the next thing we're gonna be working on is the side windows. The customer is happy with the factory look. So we're simply gonna be tinting the front windows with our 30% Ceramic Pro. This is going to give them the darkest legal for the front windows. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna trick this latch, and this latch here will trick this window up so we have full access. So what I'm gonna do now, give it a quick mist, and we're just gonna go ahead and give it a nice scrub. Make sure that we remove any contaminants that may be on this glass. And we're gonna go ahead and wipe the edge up top, just to make sure that there's nothing that's sitting on the top of this. Give that a wipe. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring our film now. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it from our peel board. Let's take this to our window. And for the sake of the video, I'm gonna be peeling from the glass itself, as most people aren't gonna have a peel board available. So I'm just gonna place it here. Just anchor it down. All right, we're gonna come this way, spray our glass one last time, and get it ready for install. Spray that to reduce any static. And spray as you peel. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna lift this up go underneath, pop it up, over. We're gonna bring it to the front. Make sure that that bottom edge is flat. And just press it down, lay the top. So what I like to do is just push on the glass a little bit. That'll open up that gasket enough for it to slide in. Now this is a pre-cut pattern, so it should fit just right. So we just gotta make sure all the gaps are consistent all the way through. We're gonna spray so our squeegee can float. Lock down our top edge. Split down the middle. And we're not gonna be shrinking this because it's pretty flat. So the way you squeegee is super important. You're gonna go from the center out. What you don't want is to just push all the fingers down, because you could end up with fingers. So there's that. Let me just wipe the outside for you guys. The next step is we're just gonna spray water on it one more time. Grab your hard squeegee here. And we're just gonna go ahead and do our hard pass. This is just making sure that all the moisture is removed from the back. So once that's done, you wanna go ahead and grab you corner card so you can get behind that gasket. Make sure it's nice and flat. My new tool that I really enjoy using, if you check this out, that'll just remove all that moisture behind it. Is it needed? No. Is it cool? Totally. So that's how you tint the window of a Cybertruck, guys. All right guys, so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and tackle this quarter window here. So we're gonna go ahead and spray that. Grab your scrub pad, give that a nice scrub. Get into those corners here. We're gonna grab our handy dandy high-tech squeegee here. And we're just gonna push everything from the top edge all the way down to the bottom. Wipe our squeegee. Do the same thing for this side. Go ahead and bring that down. Now we're gonna go ahead and flush the window, and we're gonna go grab our pattern. So hang out here. So we're gonna go ahead and air peel this. So this is our pattern here. We're gonna air peel it, spray it down. And the way I like to do this is I just place it on my arm, and we're just gonna tuck it all the way down and slowly bring it to that edge. This corner will automatically lay flush. Make sure that there's no light gap. We're gonna go ahead and add some slip on the outside so we can squeegee. And right here, I'm just being cautious so I don't move it too much. What we don't want is for you to squeegee too hard and then you move the film and you expose the light gap. So again, once you have your tack, you can go ahead and start squeegeeing out a little harder. And again, I'm watching from the outside as I'm squeegeeing so I can see what's going on. And we're just gonna go ahead and scrub it. That's it, fellas. So that's how you do a quarter window. That's how you tint these. We use film cut to cut out these patterns. As you can see, pretty accurate, really spot on for these. They did a great job. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.